5 reasons why Pam was the best character in The Office. The Office is perhaps one of the most amazing sitcoms in the history of television. This series came at a time when background laugh tracks were a part of every comedy show. Well, they didn't take the same route, and it paid off. However, the thing that truly made the series great was its slew of characters, and one of them was Pam. Hello, and welcome to our channel. Today, we are going to tell you 5 reasons why Pam is the best character in The Office. One of the reasons will blow your mind. If you go on the internet and type the words Pam and The Office together, you will see a slew of memes and comments that are purely aimed at Pam characters. For whatever inconceivable reason, people just hate her. Well, we stand to differ. In our eyes, she is one of the best characters of the show, and without her, our favorite sitcom would not have been the same. So, let us talk about the reasons why we think Pam is the best. 1. Pam and Michael's relationship. Believe it or not, The Office would not have been half as good if these two amazing characters did not have the chemistry or that special connection. This is most clearly seen in the 3rd season's Business School episode. Episodes 1 through 3 of Season 3. This is Pam, bare and exposed. Jim confessed his love for her, but she rejected him, preferring the stability of her relationship with Roy. In an effort to move on, Jim begins dating another Dunder Mifflin worker named Karen. He starts spending less time with Pam as a result, and she reaches rock bottom, all alone and confused. After breaking off her engagement, it causes her to reconsider Roy and accept him back into her life. Pam tries to keep moving forward by participating in a local art show. It's heartbreaking to see that none of her coworkers came to express their support for her. Up until Michael shows up. Thankfully, there was a brief period of time when no cringeworthy Michael moments occur. Pam's painting of the Dunder Mifflin office, in particular, has left quite an impression on him. Michael expresses his pride and says he has to purchase the picture to hang in his office. Pam's eyes flood up, and we witness a stress release in her. It's good to know that she has support. Mike has faith in her abilities. It's one of the most heartwarming moments in the show's 9 seasons. As a bonus, Pam can be Michael's biggest supporter. She does not demand that Michael get over Holly, the human resources representative at Dunder Mifflin, whom Michael dated briefly and was madly in love with. Pam has experienced firsthand the heartbreak of loving someone she cannot have. While cleaning out his computer, Michael discovers an email from Holly to him that she never sent. While she won't spill the beans, she does let Michael know that Holly and she aren't completely done with each other just yet. Pam becomes Michael's confidant, virtually a therapist, whenever he wants to talk to someone about his pain, and Michael's face immediately lights up with relief and hopeful delight. 2. Her growth throughout the series is phenomenal. The audience can easily relate to Pam because of her shyness and lack of confidence. A show's protagonist should aspire to be as developed as she has been over the course of the series. According to Pam, I don't think it's many little girls' dream to be a receptionist. Of course, she's true. Being a receptionist isn't what most people picture themselves doing when they're young. In the first several seasons, Pam is at a job she doesn't love, but must do because she has nothing else going on in her life. She's engaged to Roy Anderson, a mechanic, but they clearly don't love each other. One would even venture to claim that Roy intentionally ignored her emotionally. She seldom had her requests met, and he hardly showed any sign of regard for her. Pam's coworkers frequently flung her around at the office. She had low self-esteem, thus she constantly felt inferior to them. Her coworkers were cruel and made fun of her for being shy. But by the end of the show, we see a much more refined version of Pam. It's been interesting to watch Pam develop from a shy receptionist who avoided eye contact to the confident and outspoken salesperson she is now. As the play comes to a close, she expresses regret for her former insecure self and a desire to grow up sooner. Pam didn't learn to advocate for herself until much later in life. In the first few seasons, she had so little faith in herself that she never once stood up for herself or battled for what she wanted. As far as she was concerned, the insults she endured were a natural consequence of her identity. She eventually frees herself from the bonds of inferiority complex and self-deprecation. It's safe to state that Pamela Beesly Halbert is an inspiration to every young person, and everyone with interest in producing should look to her character arc as a model. 3. She tried to be a good person. Likewise, just as in real life, interesting fictional characters have their share of flaws and shortcomings. So, while Pam could be unpleasant or harsh at times, she was truly a wonderful person overall. Not only did she make an effort to get to know her other employees, but she also lacked any racial, homophobic, or other forms of bias. Unlike many of the other Dunder Mifflin employees, she didn't harass and degrade anyone, and she deserves more recognition for this. The abuse this lady faced was just appalling, and despite all this, she tried to be a good person. A classic example of someone shouldering the bulk of the emotional labor in a group is Pam, who acts as the office's human glue, sounding board, emotional support worker, and giver of gentle nudges. Pam has a deep-seated sense of worthlessness that is difficult to overcome because most of the excellent things she performs have no value or pay associated with them. The casual misogyny Pam experiences on the job only make matters worse. The fact that nothing ever comes of it is what makes the office's depiction of this predicament so realistic and impactful. It seems like the harassment never stops. In Season 2, Episode 2, she even said that, "Usually the day we talk about sexual harassment is the day that everyone harasses me as a joke." But despite all this, she continued to act in the best interest of the office and everyone there. 4. Pam is funny. Pam's wit is often overlooked, despite the fact that she has several memorable comedic moments throughout the series that are usually eclipsed by Michael's wild plot twists and Dwight's latest shenanigans. As easily as she can move people to tears, Pam can make them giggle. Due to the fact that she is the show's most likable character, many viewers will remember the events that center around her. Pam never fails to provide a memorable phrase, whether it's meant to make you laugh or cry. Let us give you an example of what we are talking about. At the start of Season 5, Pam's position as office receptionist is put in jeopardy due to the implementation of a new phone system. Pam's work is made entirely unnecessary because an automated system now answers calls and lets callers select which agent they want to speak to. Pam tries to defend herself and her position in the workplace by making a list of things she can accomplish that a machine can't. But she rapidly disproves the entire list after understanding that her role has become outdated due to technological advancements. It makes for a pretty funny moment, and her acting and expressions leave little room for any improvement. 5. She is an emotionally strong individual. Pam's life is filled with setbacks throughout the series, from her poisonous relationship and subsequent breakup with Roy to her unexpected pregnancy before her wedding, her realization that she is not good at sales, her decision to abandon art school, and her struggle with Jim. But she always musters the will to forget the past and forge forth in a new course. Not to mention, without her, the show would not have a strong female lead. Now, there are multiple supporting female characters, but without her presence on the show, most of the main cast were just men. So, that is all the time we had today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to remain updated about all future videos. See you all next time.